Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm going to try to make most of my reviews on the HD camera. If there's any videos or that I do, it has me BSing a lot, of telling stories and stuff. That would be the webcam. It's just easier that way. But I'll try to do like the food reviews and drink reviews on the HD camera. Well, anyways, I'm here to review Man of Steel from 2013. I never saw the film before, and I wanted to especially thank Tony Talant for. Okay, well, want to especially thank Tony Talant for hooking me up with that, because I reviewed Batman vs Superman yesterday. And I said I haven't seen Man of Steel, and then he helped me out with that, and I liked it. I really enjoyed it real well, and like growing up. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so I'm most familiar with the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, right? And basically what Man of Steel does is combine the first one and the second one into one movie. And it's really entertaining, lots of action. I like how they take the story, like the people he's saving don't think he's a menace and stuff like that, and want to get rid of him. A lot of people don't think that he's on their side. He thinks that he's a detriment to society, even growing up, and he was a very confused kid, and he was not allowed to show his powers for like the longest time. I like that element. That wasn't in the original ones. I really enjoyed this film a lot. I actually think it's better than Batman vs Superman. I know Jeremy Johns was saying that there's actually more people. I think some people complain saying there's too much destruction in Man of Steel. And he said there's even more in Batman vs. Superman. I think it's the opposite. I think there was more destruction in this one, but I might be mistaken. I think the story was a little more coherent than Batman vs. Superman. I really enjoyed it. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I don't want to give away any spoilers or nothing like that. I will say that whenever this came out, Hollywood was trying to make a big deal about Russell Crowe being his dad. And, it kind of faltered back and forth. He's still an established actor. But whenever in the original one in 1878, when Marlon Brando played his dad, that was a big deal in Hollywood. Russell Crowe is very good in this, and he's actually in it more than Marlon Brando is. I had the chance to see Man of Steel when I was at my sister's. We watched Godzilla, but there was so much activity going on. She was making stuff, and then her rolling, and they were just talking stuff like that, and it just kind of like. It was like a lost cause trying to watch it, and just same with Godzilla. I was really distracted there. Where here I was just me and Maggie, and I could really watch the movie. So I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you very much, Tony, for finally hooking me up with Man of Steel. Now, there's actually when I did that Ben Affleck Superman video a long time ago, I know Patrick and Trav went at each other's kind of, but they're still friends about. Trav loving the movie and Patrick not liking the movie. And then my friend Baseface1, who I used to have people, a bunch of Irish people from Ireland really supporting my channel. Then I don't know, they kind of like disappeared when I really started getting the food reviews. I don't know why. But he commented, I was talking about Batman vs. Superman. He said, about Batman, Ben Affleck being Batman. He said, you will be a cool Batman, Jason. Crazy Cummings convos would be your boy wonder. That's what he said. But as far as Trav and Patrick, Trav was saying, what's that? Yeah, he said, did you see Man of Steel? That was one of the best movies I've ever seen, and best summer movies I've ever seen. He said, I trust Zack Snyder knows what he's doing in the Batman vs. Superman movie. He said he's a comic book man for the job. And then Patrick was saying, because I made this video 2 years ago about Ben Affleck playing him. He said, Patrick Barton said, Trav, your younger perspective is in total opposition to us older guys. Man of Steel was horrible. There are moments of the movie that were so slow that people were nodding. The special effects were cartoonish at best, and the story is so boring and no new ideas at all. Superman Returns was a much better rendition with a better Superman and Brandon Roth. The story is also always more important than CGI. Now, I didn't think Superman 3 was that great. No, not Superman 3. Superman Returns with Brandon Wolf was that great, but that's a little bit of the back and forth. I said, can we all just get along? And they were just going back. They said, I respect Trav and stuff, and it was not a huge fight. So that's what happened with my Ben Affleck about Patrick and Trav going back and forth. But I disagree. I thought Man of Steel was awesome. It gets a 9.5 out of 10 for me. So I want to go on with my history of the Superman movies, of Superman in general. I was born in 1968, and I kind of grew up watching the old Superman show with George Reed, the old black and white one that they still showed on Nick at Night for a long time. That's how I grew up with him. And then in 1978, Hollywood went nuts when they were going to make a big budget Superman for the silver screen. And I was in fourth grade around my birthday, December 29th, I was born December 29th, 1968. And in 1978, when it came out, on my birthday, my dad and mom took me and my sister Jody to go see the movie, and I loved it. And then Superman 2 came out, and I heard a lot of things, people saying it was better than the original and it had more action in it. And I eventually saw it on TV, and because basically we didn't have cable back then. We just had the rabbit ears. It was on the ABC, I think, like that. We saw it on TV and we enjoyed it. I think I saw it 2 or 3 times. And then Superman 3 came out. And Superman 3 was when those critics started turning their backs on Superman. And that was more of a comedy with Richard Pryor in it. And Superman 3 has the honor of being the very first movie I ever saw on VHS when we finally got our VCR. But we had a video disc player, and that's a story for another time, for like 10 days. And then we said, heck with this, and we got VCR. And that was the very first movie we ever saw on video on VHS. And I liked it. It was more slapstick and more funny stuff like that. My dad liked it too. But it was more of a kind of cartoonish and silly. But I thought it was funny. A lot of critics hated it. And then Superman 4, The Quest for Peace came out from Callan Films. And I didn't see it for the longest time. And basically that got no fanfare. I know it's just an ad saying Superman 4, Quest for Peace. I don't think there was any ads for it or anything. It just kind of came and went. I know people beat up on it real bad. And I didn't see the movie for a long time. Okay, now, and then I didn't see it till much later when I was in the Army. But after that, I found out either in the 80s or 90s that there was a Superman movie called Superman the Mole Man with Christopher Reeve, made in 1950, 1951. I have yet to see. I found out about it, and they have stuff on the radio about old radio serials about Superman too. Superman as well. Now, when I was in the Army in Germany, I found out there was a Superman animated show. Max Fleischer did it, and it's in the public domain. And those are awesome. They're really good. Anyone who likes, they're very vibrant, very well done cartoons from the 30s and 40s, and lots of action and stuff in it. A lot of action within a 6-7 minute time frame. Those are really good for anyone who likes Superman. Even the newer guys, they check out the Max Fleischer cartoons. They're really good. Now, I did see Superman 4 when I was in Fort Detrick, Maryland. I finally rented it. I wanted to see it. And I liked it, but it was really weird. It was cut down to 90 minutes. It seemed like a lot was edited out because even in that review I just read of Superman 4 in my movie review book, it seemed like people walked away with parts of the plot. Because it seemed like it was very incoherent. It had a decent story, but it seemed like it was just either edited down from the 2 hour to 90 minutes or something. It seemed like there were bits of stories missing it because I didn't mind the movie. I liked the movie when I saw it. I don't know. I don't think there's anything of being an uncut version of it or anything like that, but I liked it. But, it's not as good as the other ones, but it was entertaining for what it was. Now, in the 90s, they had the TV shows Lois and Clark and Smallville. And I'll be honest, I didn't see either one. I had no real desire to. I don't know why. When I said Lois and Clark, I figured it'd be like a love story type thing. I never watched those, even though I know they were real popular. And 2006 came along, and then they made a big deal about Superman coming back. It was Superman Returned with Brandon Roth, and then I remember my Uncle Wayne. He was a big movie guy in our family, aside from me and stuff, and he passed away sadly in 2010, 2011. But I remember when we used to go to the family reunions. I remember it was either 2007 or 2. He talked to us and he said he saw Superman Return, and he was probably more of a love story. And my dad and I, we never saw it. And then we end up getting it on DVD for, I don't know, like $5 when it was reduced and stuff. And then we said, yeah, it's kind of like a love story. I only saw it once. I didn't mind the movie. I thought it was okay. And then whenever in 2013, when they were going to remake it called Man of Steel, I was like, we kind of had no desire to see another one. We know, well, the other one wasn't that good. I don't know how this one will be, you know what I mean? But I'm glad I finally saw it. I really enjoyed it. I think my dad would have liked it too. Not saying it's better than the original ones with Christopher Reeve, because those are the ones I grew up with, you know. I guess that's about it. I make these. I keep wanting to show you this. We make a bunch of crap where I work at, and someone gave me one of these. It has a crack in it, so again, and they print them AC beer right there, little holder. I just have it. You know, this show. I thought I'd show it in a video. You know, but I mean, I don't know. So that's my review of Man of Steel plus the history of Superman movies. I hope you liked it, enjoyed it. Now I'm gonna go and watch the news, and I got a dinner video coming up. I'm going to upload that at 7 o'clock. And I hope you enjoy that, and that'll be the last video for now, and then I go back to work so I can get tomorrow, which sucks. But, oh well. Thank you again, Tony Talant, and shoutouts to Traverage and Patrick Barton. You know, I don't know, Patrick Barton doesn't, I don't think Patrick Barton, you know, I don't know if he doesn't comment on my videos anymore. You know, I'm still subscribed to him, but oh well. So until next time, please take care of my legion.